Alright guys, I'm going to go over a extremely quick recap of last Friday. Sorry I haven't been posting in a while. Been really busy, not holding myself accountable, but let's try to be better on this one. So I found out a better trick, a way to do things, way to organize to just help my brain a little bit. We're going to be training mainly off the 2 and 3 minute time frames now. And if you go into your Thinkorswim, it's this one right here, 1 day 2 minute and 1 day 3 minute. And here I have the options volatility contracts marked. I find that a lot better than just trading right off the trade tab. It's a lot quicker and you can use these buttons to fill orders a lot easier. But we'll talk about that in another video and go more in depth into it. Now, what I really want to talk about is moving through Friday, just kind of going back over and where I could have done better on trades. I just want to tell you all that you're not going to catch the move every single time. Don't worry about it. If you do, great. You're not going to every time. So don't say, hey, I could have caught it here and then rode it all the way up. You're not going to catch it here. You're not going to ride it all the way up. You have a lot of psychological factors going into play trading. And when you have money on the line and you can see it real time, it's going to affect you no matter how great you are at trading. Just keep that in mind and don't beat yourself up about it. Initially, what I would have liked to do going into Friday would have been taking a trade around here. As soon as I saw this support zone, I should have realized that it's not going to go back down under too much more. Even though it did break, it did not hold the breaking below. So it came right back up. And that 319.13 is where I had support marked. And we really should have taken an entry there. I did not. I believe I took one. This is a different contract, but I took one around here where my supply and demand zone were marked in. And I ended up getting out of this position about 320.35 where I saw resistance. And then the final out was the line above where I took my final profit. I could have wrote it up, okay, but I also could have held it all the way back down. So when we're taking entries, we really want to look at support zones, resistance zones, supply and demand areas. And I want to talk to you guys about that. First 15 minutes of the market open, so we'll go from 6:30, 6:45 roughly. It's going to be the most volatile of the market. So the first 15 minutes, last 15 minutes are the most volatile. So we'll say 6:45 right here. You see a massive move up from where it opened, from 320 to 321 almost, and then all the way back down to 318. So that's a massive move. It's about a $2 move right there in about 10 minutes, which is extreme amount. You don't want to be trading in that unless you really know what you're doing, and this is where all the liquidity grabs come from. But as soon as you start to see 6:45, that is when the volatility starts to die down a little bit and the market tends to pick up its own pattern throughout the day. So 6:45 would have been a perfect time to realize that this is holding support. Take an entry there and then just ride it back up. Now when you're doing this in the 1 minute, it looks a lot better, or a lot worse, than the 2 minute. 2 minute looks pretty good here. You could have got around here, but it's going to scare you a lot more. You see this massive wick we had? You would have exited on that because it broke back below the stop, but it immediately turned back up. And if we check that out on the 2 minute, the 1 minute, the massive wick, and then the turn back up. So this kicked a lot of people out and grabbed liquidity to go higher. That's all it was doing here. So it faked you out so it could grab some liquidity from you and then immediately ran back to the top. Now what are we looking in for certain positions like that? I would have taken, again, around the support area, sold into my supply and demand zone, and then got out from there. It's about $1 move. You should have been happy with that one. It's a good gain, and then you could have ended the day. I also wanted to talk to you a lot about the trades that I took this week were pretty not good trades. I had a lot of fear of missing out, which made me overtrade and lose more. I also held past some of my stops just believing they would turn around, which is probably one of the worst things you can do. So when you're remembering and you're trading, you need to realize that your stops are in place for an order, and no matter what you think or what you want to think, the market is going to do what the market wants to do, and it does not care about your account at all. So remember, take your stop losses, right? you could have easily got stopped out right here, and it could have ran up against you, correct, but it could have also went down and down and down and down and down. So stops are in place for a reason. Don't forget to take them. Just wanted to give you that little tidbit. Again, if we keep moving throughout the day, you can see it hits the support zone again. Could have taken another position off of that, rode it right back up. You could have held it if you wanted to. Again, establishes a new position right on the 50. Broke the 50, hit the 100. Doesn't ever break the 100. Could have took a position there. Rode it back up to our resistance area. Dropped back down. Broke the 50. Never broke the 100. Took a position right here. You see all these. We could have easily marked the support zone right there, but you guys get the gist of it. It's not hard to trade. It's hard to master your emotions, and that's where a lot of people, mess up and start losing money. But mark your zones, respect your stops. Sorry that I haven't been uploading videos. Been working to get out of the military. Finally out, so hopefully I'll have enough time to come back and do some videos with you guys. But thanks again for watching. Wanted to keep it short and sweet, and hope you all have great progress. And I am rooting for every one of you. And thanks for following along on the journey. Peace out.